All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us all this truth and who also rule and teach well. Or Shalom to Allah Achim in his truth and sincerity, starting with the 144,000, excuse me, and the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, which we are fighting to be a part of. This is your brother Khabar Yakal coming back, Lord willing, with another quick and edifying lesson. And this is just gonna be a land back on this video that you can see here from GMS Get This Work Too. You know, shalom to that, brother. But the title is Noel G speaks on the MoTB on Drink Champs. All right, which, if you don't know that guy's full name, hold up, Noel. I mean, just look up Noel G. You know what I mean? But yeah, he was on Drink Champs. You know, and near the end of it, you know, which I'm gonna just, you know, use the clip that this brother uploaded instead of just going to that. I'm gonna just use the clip that brother uploaded because he pretty much got the point of what he was saying. But he started talking about a device, you know, a device that the government is gonna implement, you know, and make mandatory. That same device, you know, that's written of in Revelation chapter 13 and 16, and also Revelation 14 and 9. All right, that same, you know, device, that same mark that the elders and apostles of Great Millstone have been harping on, have been pushing and warning you about for literal decades, you know, for actual decades. The apostles have been warning, you know, you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners. All right, the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, on down to the men of GMS, you know. Salakia. But the men of Great Millstone, the prophets of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, have been warning you Israelites that this device is coming, that this devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is going to come down with great wrath, which he's already doing it, you know, he's using Trump to come down with great wrath. All right, with this whole immigrant situation, which is being used, you know, it's being used as a form to get leverage, to get control. All right, and they're definitely going to use that situation to bring in this device as well. You know, which it could be next year. But I'm gonna read the scripture and I'm gonna play a little bit of this. All right, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. And bear with me, Baba Kushama. It's like, it seems like every time I do a lesson, like, I start coughing, you know, Salakia. But it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right, we're at the end. This is the end of Esau's kingdom. All right, this is the end of the so-called white man's, you know, rule on the planet Earth, his wicked rule. All right, he's done a very terrible job of ruling this planet Earth. All right, now the rightful owner of the planet Earth, which is Yahweh Shai, all right, the only begotten son of Yahweh, which Yahweh is the Most High God. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, his true name is Yahweh Shai. He's coming back soon, man. All right, this is his planet. This is his world. This is his planet. He's coming back to take it. All right. It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right. So we gotta wait for it. And it's already here, you know, we don't have to wait, you know, too much longer. We're already seeing it, you know, it's already here. All right. Elon Musk. Okay, why do you think Trump? Early on in the year, why was that such a big deal? Because he's getting ready. They're preparing the beast system. All right. Remember, Doge, or what was it? Department of, man, I can't even remember it. Department of Government Efficiency, if I'm not mistaken. But they fired a bunch of basically old geezers that were in the government and replaced them with young tech heads. And that's not a coincidence. It's also not a coincidence that AI is constantly improving at an alarming rate. All right. Pretty soon, in a few months from now, you're not going to be able to tell, or it's going to be very difficult to tell if a video is AI or not. And like earlier in the chat, bros was saying, one of the brothers said, and it's the spirit that he said that, because I was thinking it before he even said it. He said pretty soon. I mean, no. This is what he said. He said, if I don't know somebody in person, if I see someone on the internet, I question if it's AI or not. Roughly paraphrasing. And before he even said that, I was already thinking that, But it's all leading to that chip. It's all leading to transhumanism. It's all leading to the NWO. But ultimately, everyone who takes that C-hip is going to be destroyed in thermonuclear destruction, because that's how America is going to be destroyed. All right. And I'm going to end off with that. But I'm going to play what he said.
When it's the one world currency and you get the chip inside of you,
like Mark of the Beast stuff.
And what's going to happen is when they so that's headed towards that.
Right.
So the chip, it's to condition your mind. So it'd be like, oh, we've always been tapping. We've always been using cryptocurrency. We've always been, doing it this way. So when you get the chip.
And, if I could say too, and he's saying he's bringing it all out. What he's saying is 100% true. It's that device the size of a grain of rice, that RFID micro CHIP. He's saying it. Don't get mad at us. This guy is saying it. And there's a lot of people who know that device is the MoTB. And guess what? A lot of people that know it is still gonna take it. I'm talking about people in the world. All right, and even a lot of Israelites are gonna take it. Okay. All right, and Lord forbid, any brother in my camp, but there's even going to be men in GMS that take it, I mean, of course, they weren't of the elect, of course, but like I said, Lord forbid, that's us. But just going to show you that's going to be the hour of temptation. All right. But the point that I wanted to make, the fact that they uploaded this, on Drink Champs, they allowed them to upload it. They wanted this to get out because they're probably about to make a move real soon. So they wanted this to come out. They're gonna start, promoting it. They're gonna use streamers. They're gonna use rappers or entertainers, Israelites, so-called, blacks and Hispanics, to promote the chip when it becomes mandatory. All right.
You ain't gonna think nothing of it because you won't be like, nah, they've always been doing it similar to this, right? So the chip, when they put it inside of you, is gonna be activated as your credit card. So long story short, now you could just, if they put it in your forehead or your wrist, now you could just slide your arm or slide your head, whatever they decide to put it in.
Yeah.
That no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. It has to do with buying and selling. It has to do with living in this society. Just like you can't live in society if you don't have money. You can't live in this society. You really can't make it in this society if you don't have a cell phone. I mean, a smartphone. All right, it's the same thing. You won't be able to partake in this society without that device when they make it mandatory. And the only ones that's not gonna take it, for the right reasons, is the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. Because we understand, Lowell, and I'm a part of that. We understand we belong to Yahweh Shai. We don't belong to Esau. And that C hip, that device, that's a tracking device, and it's also a awl. All right. In the ancient world, that's what farmers, they put on their cattle. It was like a little earring. It was called an awl, basically to mark that cattle as their property. That's what that device ultimately is for the elites. All right, the elites of Esau. All right, the bankers. That's what that is. There's gonna be certain people that don't take it because like Bible Belt, Edomites, or they might be Israelite foreigners, but they're not gonna take it because of their wacky tacky Christianity. But the ones that are gonna not take it for the right reason is the elect. All right, and everyone else is gonna be destroyed.
And they're going to say, oh, there's all these good things about it. And this is where they manipulate / trick you / deceive you. They're going to say, you know why the chip is good? Because now no one could come up to you and just rob you and take your cash. You know why the chip is good? Because if you get kidnapped, I can find you and locate you with the chip. They're going to tell you all these great things. But here's the part that they don't tell you.
Hey, 2 Corinthians, let me get it real quick. Because he said they're going to tell you all these good things about it. All right. Matter of fact, I just thought of 2 scriptures. They're going to tell you all these great things about it. And when they bring that draft for World War III and they draft off all these little YNs, they're gonna put this device in every last one of those little YNs. The women too, the YNs, YBs, they're gonna be drafted too. They're gonna draft women. They're gonna draft female. They're gonna put that C hip in every last one of them. And they're all going to be annihilated and wiped out in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shaphat, all right? In the battle of Armageddon, which is in the Hebrew is Harmageddon, which means mountain of troops. Just throwing that out there. This is Matthew 24:24. It says, "For there shall arise false anointeds and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect." But guess what? It's not possible for the elect to be deceived. So when they say all these good things about that C hip, the MoTB, no one can rob you anymore. You're not gonna lose it. You could lose your wallet, you could lose your car, but you're not gonna lose this device. It's inside you. Paraplegics can walk again. Blind people could see. They're gonna promote this thing like it's a good thing. But they're not gonna tell you about that grievous sore. This in Revelation, I believe 16, is gonna be a grievous sore when you take it. That rate is gonna give off radiation. There's cyanide in it. They could turn it off. They could, cut you off from your bank account. They're not gonna tell you all of that. And I'm gonna put a link to that clip. I'm not gonna play the rest. That was pretty much it. But I'm gonna end off with this. Cause this doesn't have to be a long lesson. The point was made. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right. So Satan, which the word Satan comes from the Hebrew word shaitan, which means adversary. Who is the adversary? The elites, the wicked elites of Esau, Edom. All right. So they're not going to get an advantage of us because we're not ignorant of his devices. When you look into that word device, it goes into an evil purpose. We're not ignorant of his plans. All right. We know that's the beauty of knowing the prophecies. We know that MoTB is coming. We know he's coming down with great wrath. So he's not going to take us as a thief. But to all our enemies, to all the 2/3, all the ones that scoff at us, laugh at us, hey, it's going to take them as a thief in the night. So Lowell, his lesson was edifying once again, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakagadah, Shalom.